Here's your Storm Track 7 forecast.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm Storm Track 7 meteorologist Brandon Libby. It's going to be quite the active next 36 hours. It's a big storm that's coming in with three parts to it. The first is going to be a lot of rain for today, which could bring us maybe 1 to 2 inches of rainfall across the area. Of course, tonight into Wednesday, it's going to be both the very strong winds and the snow, which could be heavy at times. We'll talk about these two here in a second. Let's go through the rain first. Bit of a lull in the activity this morning. We'll see a lot of our rain coming for the second half of the day. And again, between 1 and 2 inches possible, maybe even locally higher than 2 inches, as you can see there in Washington. So that could lead to some problems. The ground is still somewhat frozen. There's quite a bit of frost depth out there. So a lot of that rain is going to be running off. Not all of it gets absorbed into the ground, and that could lead to some ponding or localized flash flooding. Just be aware of that as you're out traveling here for today, especially the evening commute. We could be seeing some of that ponding showing up. The Storm Track 7 Red Alert Day will go into effect for the second two reasons, the winds and the snow. It's on the way. Wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour from the northwest. And then, of course, the heavy snowfall bringing blizzard conditions to parts of the viewing area. It's going to start midnight tonight through basically Wednesday afternoon. Here's a look at those winds. Not too strong through today, but through tonight they really crank up, and they're going to stay exceptionally strong through the day tomorrow. Gusts anywhere from 50 to 60 miles per hour. So let's take a look at the wind alerts first, and it gets a little bit weird. I'll explain here in a second. High wind warning, that coincides with a lot of the blizzard warning, and that's where wind gusts will be up to 60 miles per hour. You'll see that all across central Iowa too. Wind gusts not quite as strong the further east you go, probably about 50 to 55. And then it gets a little bit weird up in here just because those counties are going to be covered by more of a winter weather advisory or the blizzard warning from that specific weather office. And so here you see the snow component to that. Blizzard warning for our northwestern counties. Black Hawk County included in that, as well as Grundy, Butler, Bremer, and Chickasaw County. Winter weather advisory currently for Winneshiek and Allen-McKee County. There's not going to be as much snow in these areas, so there is no sort of winter weather alert yet. Where there's going to be more snow and coinciding with the winds, that's where you get the blizzard warning. Again, that goes through central Iowa as well. So you put everything together, snow and strong winds coinciding here in the northwest. Less snowfall perhaps, and maybe some slightly less wind, so there's a winter weather advisory. And then lower snowfall totals, but still some strong winds gives you the wind advisory. A little bit confusing, I'll admit, but as you look at the snowfall forecast here, it kind of explains a little bit more. I don't think we see anything more than 2 inches in our southeastern counties. In fact, I think we see about 1 inch or less in most of these gray counties. In the blue, a little bit more snow, probably 2 to 4 inches, especially the further northwest you go. It could be close to 5 inches depending on how things set up. But I would say a better chance for that will be off in central Iowa. And then, of course, the winds playing a huge role, reducing visibility. And to have a blizzard warning, what you need is visibility 1/4 miles or less for 3 hours or more, with winds of 35 miles per hour or greater over that time. So here you see Future Track and the wind gusts on here. And what's going to happen, probably a fairly quiet morning with cloud cover. But then the wall of rain is going to move back in for late this morning through the afternoon. It'll move from south to north. It'll be a very steady, moderate kind of rain with a few thunderstorms in spots, but no severe weather is expected. So just looking very, very soggy here for the second half of today. As the winds start to shift back to the north and northwest, they are also going to increase. It's going to pull in some colder air, and it'll lead to the rain transitioning to snow. We should start to see that in our northwestern counties about 11 p.m. or midnight, and from there it'll sweep across from northwest to southeast through the overnight hours. So by about 4 or 5 a.m., that's when the rain turns to snow for those of you in, say, Dubuque and our southeastern counties. But once that snow turns, well, it could be very heavy snowfall with snowfall rates of an inch per hour or greater. And so that initially reduces visibility, but then of course you kick in the winds, which already into tomorrow morning, gusting around 50 miles per hour. The snow will eventually taper off into the afternoon hours. However, the winds remain quite strong into the afternoon, so you could get some blowing snow. And then finally, the winds will come down for tomorrow night and the skies will clear out. So let's just recap everything here real quick. Today, high temperatures 40s and 50s. Going to be some rain, a few storms, maybe an inch or two of rainfall. Tonight, temperatures come down to the 20s and low 30s by tomorrow morning. The winds also pick up from the north, gusting to 50 miles per hour. So rain turns into snow, which could be heavy at times, which will reduce visibility to a quarter mile or less. And that will continue through Wednesday morning. Eventually, the snow will taper off tomorrow afternoon. Highs are going to be near freezing, but the winds remain strong all day long, gusts up to 60 miles per hour. So some blowing snow, blizzard conditions may continue towards the midday time frame, even into the early afternoon, especially for those that see a little bit more snow. City by city forecast here. By Thursday, it's a much quieter day. High near 40 with partly cloudy skies. And we'll have actually more snow on the way for Thursday night and Friday with highs in the mid-30s, especially in our southern counties. Could maybe pick up a couple more inches of accumulation. Highs are in the 40s this weekend, and it's looking pretty nice there. In fact, we're back to the 60s for next week with a chance for storms by Wednesday.